So, this is a continuation to my first video. So, once you've gotten this part of the spark plug out, broken piece, then you have to get this part out, and then you can proceed with using this tool to extract the porcelain. Be sure that this part, see how there's two separate nuts? You want to pull this part out pretty much most of the way until you get this threaded into the spark plug hole, and then you can adjust from there. So how this works, I'm going to set down the phone for a minute and then loosen this up. So, alright, so as you can see there, it's two separate pieces. So you want to make sure this is pulled out. Well, first you gotta pull it. I gotta put back in the piece that I took out on the first plug real quick. Gotta pull this piece out, and then you have this piece that goes inside. Drop it in like that, so it comes through like that. And you take this part, screw it into this. Just a couple threads, 3 or 4 threads, so it doesn't strip out when you're tightening this down. And then you go down here, insert this into the spark plug hole. Make sure tighten down the first piece all the way before you tighten the secondary hex. You want to make sure the primary hex of the part is threaded all the way in until it stops turning. It doesn't push out and strip out the spark plug threads. Sorry, it's taking me a while. I got, some of you may understand, I got big fingers, so it's hard to get my fingers into small places. That's what she said. So, and then once you have the primary hex on the push rod tool, or not push rod, sorry, then you can start cranking down on the secondary piece until it gets tight. And then you grab your 5/8 socket. I hate when that happens. Unless it falls through to the bottom or to the bottom of the part. I gotta go search for that. Go live there. Get my magnet. I'm gonna set down the phone for a second or get the socket. got my socket. It's a 5/8 for the tool. Put it on extension. This firewall is a little sunk in, so it's kind of hard. You gotta fiddle around with your extension so you get a short enough length so you fit back underneath that firewall. Let me set this down for a second. Put that on the head of the secondary bolt. And you start cranking. And you're gonna hear it pop. Or you should, or it should get really easy. And then you know it's pushed the porcelain stuff. I don't know if you heard that or not, but that's the pop I was talking about. So now I'm going to go ahead and start backing this tool out, and you'll see in a moment that the part I'm talking about that's stuck in the head is going to come out with it. I'm going to set this down so I can take this out. Okay. I would recommend, before you take any spark plugs out, is when you pull the boots off, you want to pressurize, get some pressurized air. Maybe if you don't have a compressor, get ozone and some other place. I think Office Depot sells them too, but they're air in a can pretty much. It's pressurized air in a can. You put it with that. Me, I've already done it. I did it before I pulled any spark plugs out on all 8 cylinders. But now I pushed the porcelain through. I got that wrong. I got ahead of myself. Now I'm gonna get the other part that you tap into the remainder of the spark plug. Now that I pushed the porcelain through, and there's a hole to tap. And we're gonna pull it out. So get that tool. Actually, I'm gonna have to wait a second because I gotta get this off from the last one. Got seized on there. Something I've learned throughout the years through the shop I used to work for is I didn't know this at first, but what you want to do is sometimes works even better than penetrating oil. Is heat this up with get it really hot, and it tends to come loose. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Setting down the phone for a second. Light my torch. Sit here and heat this up a little bit, and I'm planning that when I heat this up, it's going to be easier to break loose. I don't really like using oil, even though penetrating oil does work for stuff like this, because as you can see, I work with my bare hands because gloves get caught in shit and annoys the fuck out of me. When you have bare hands, it's kind of hard to grip shit when it's oily. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take vice grips. Make sure that you don't grab where the thread is so you don't fuck up the thread and strip it out. Grab it at the as closest to the end as you can get it. There, vice grips. Like that. Take that out. Grab your 7/16. Right here.
Leave it too. That's a long time.
Yeah. Actually, if you online, you want to hold it? Yeah.
Loose?
No. Vice grips came loose. Anyway, I'm gonna stop the video for now. I'll make another one.